What is going on, dreamers? Today I'm not, the video doesn't have much to do with the reaction, and it's gonna be very, very short. Um, and it's just I wanted to talk about this because there's two sides to it. There's two sides to it. So obviously, by the title and by recent news, rapper Juice World has passed away. He had a seizure in a, I believe it was Chicago hotel at the very, very young age of 21 years old. Um, so I want to talk about this in two different lights. The very first light is I want to send condolences to the family of Juice World. I want to, express my deepest sadness and concern and also caring and love for the family of Juice World and all of those who valued him, who were close to him. I know Ski Mask is going to be heavily affected by this, losing another brother in 2-3 years. And I know my opinion doesn't matter much because I'm just some random. I wasn't a huge fan of Juice World. I wasn't a follower. But what I am is I'm an avid consumer of music, and I'm an avid consumer of rap and hip hop culture. And that leads me to my second light. As sad as I am, and as disheartened I am for the family of Juice World after they're losing a mother, losing a son, family members losing family members. I think it's important that we open up the conversation about the use of drugs, pills, and other things like them in hip hop culture. And the reason that I say this is because the newer generation of rap and newer generation of rappers have had a culture and a history of doing, lean, Percocets, Xannies, and glorifying it in their music and expressing that, like they cope with their depression using these pills, popping perks, doing Xans, drinking lean. And I think the person who really kicked off this culture was Lil Wayne, the number one rapper on my favorite rappers list. Always will be, always has been, since I started consuming his music. But he began a culture of, especially with lean, he began a culture of glorifying drugs and glorifying drug use and making it a part of his persona. And I don't blame him for what people decide to do with their lives. Obviously, I don't blame him for for the death of damn, like my head is like all over the place. Like he was 21 years old. Like this, I'm trying to stay coherent and try to stay, fully, just talk to you guys about it and then get it done with. But it's racking my brain. He was 21. I'm 20 years old. Juice WRLD was 1 year older than me. He just 8 days ago, he just hit the legal age limit to be able to drink alcohol, and the man's gone. He's gone. His family have to grieve over him. And it's hard wrapping my head around the concept that that's even possible. But regardless, so like I said, Lil Wayne kicked off this culture of rap and of hip hop where doing perks and Xans and drugs were the thing. And Lil Wayne has had his own instances where he's fainted or passed out. I remember the instance on the plane where people thought he was dead. People thought he was gone. He fainted and had a little mini seizure on the plane because of the amount of lean that he consumes and how long he's been doing it for. But the only difference is Lil Wayne is still alive. Lil Wayne is still making music. Lil Wayne is still living his life. And a very, very, very young Juice WRLD has lost his. And 2 years ago, it was X, completely different related thing. His was a murder, but these boys they're dying too young. We can't allow this to be a scenario every year or 2 years where we're having a young bright talent, a young millionaire, a young black entrepreneur, a young man who hasn't even gotten to fully experience a life, you know, like, because like as much as these guys are rich, they all over the world, they didn't get to start their own families. Not all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like not all of them got to see their children. X died before his child was born. Juice World didn't even get to have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are dying way too young. It needs to be a change. I think the only way that we have change in a scenario like this is that we discuss it openly and honestly, and we get people involved in the music industry and people related to the music industry, people, producers, managers. We get people involved in the conversation about what we're actually promoting here. And I don't know who's behind it. I don't know who's the person that's saying, oh, well, we'll give you this much money if you make a song, saying that using this drug is good, or we'll give you this, and that. But I don't know who's doing that. But if there's any way for us to actually have a conversation and actually move forward with our understanding of drug and drug abuse, then I believe that's the best way for us to prevent any more instances like this. I'm gonna wrap the video up here because I don't have much else to say. I want to end just saying I do express my deepest condolences to the family of Juice World and to anyone who was closely attached to him, had close ties to him. Anyone that just lost a brother, a son, an uncle, a nephew, family is family, and losing family is the toughest emotion to deal with. And if there's one thing that we can do, it's we honor Juice World's death by learning from it, and learning from him, learning from the type of person he was, the type of music he created when he was still with us, and we move on with it. And I do also want to end saying, don't meme this already, people. I've already seen people saying things that it makes me uncomfortable. We've gotten a little bit too okay with making things a meme quickly. It happened this morning. We can't have memes on this already. That's disgraceful. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know it's kids doing it, but we can't have our kids being so desensitized to death and to drug abuse and to the unpredictability that is death. We can't have them joking about it this quickly. So no memeing this, please. Just keep that away from the internet. But have a good day, everyone. Try not to think about it too much, and don't be on the wrong side of history. Peace.